Hi there. How can property management companies use data and technology to overcome staff shortages? After speaking to a lot of property management directors, head of property management people, it's really obvious to me that one of the most pressing issues in our industry is the war on talent, the difficulty to find people, but also difficulty to ensure that people stay and to keep them. If you look at the management industry as a whole, or the whole real estate industry as a whole, that the property management part has always been the entry point for a lot of people, a lot of young starters into the industry. You see that they'll become a property manager for a couple of years and then move to a landlord, become an asset manager, or become a project manager, or do something else. But it's a fantastic starting point in the entire industry to gain a lot of experience and knowledge about how to manage and deal with all these buildings. But in general, young starters actually really like to use technology. They come just out of uni. They don't want to just use email, Excel files, and PDF. So how do you manage a property management company when the industry, but every industry, is prone to high turnover of people? So first of all, make sure you work all in the same centralized system, because if someone leaves, then all the data and knowledge is still saved within that same centralized system. All the files, maintenance plans, projects, certificates, preferred suppliers, you name it. But also make sure that you actually communicate through that same system, because if you don't, then you always revert back to email. And when you constantly work in email, you communicate through email, and someone leaves the company, then you lose a lot of qualitative data and knowledge. So make sure that that you don't lose this information, that projects won't be delayed, documents will be lost, and that there's continuation of best-in-class property management, especially towards the tenants. But the war on talent is not only the case for property management companies. Landlords, service providers, tenants, they also have issues with this, as it's a problem in every single industry. So therefore, it's super helpful that if you collaborate and if you communicate with all these different stakeholders through the same centralized system, or you can capture all that information and all the data in a way that when someone leaves the company at the landlord or the service provider, that you still have all the data and all their communication in the same place. In essence, smart technology results to more happy employees. So nobody wants to be bogged down with repetitive tasks or administrative work every month. I have to create that Excel report at the end of the month again for this landlord, and that another client has another report. So digitization, automation makes it much easier and makes the work much nicer for every single property manager in the industry. And it will tie those employees much closer to your company, because they don't have to do all the repetitive work at your company than a competitor. This way, employees will have much more fun, time, space, job satisfaction, and much more attention for your clients and growth of the company. And you'll see that the role of a property manager in the industry will change from much more a reactive role to a proactive role, where you can consult and you can advise landlords or clients on what to do with the buildings, how to deal with certain tenants, how to make the buildings much more sustainable and get to net zero. So thank you for listening to this part of the Property Portfolio Unleashed series, where I will also be joined by other industry experts talking about various different topics in the industry with a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience. So thank you for listening. Please let me know what you think. How do you ensure that people stay at your company? How do you make sure that there's data continuity, documentation, builder compliancy? Please give your insights on this topic with us. Thank you very much.